Hi my dear students, I welcome you all for your video class. Today I am going to teach you civics. Already we discussed two subjects, one is history, another one is geography, isn't it? Okay. Today we will discuss about civics. Okay. Why do we study history, geography and civics? If we study history means you know about the past. What are the things which have happened in the past? Clear children? In geography, we discuss about the climatic conditions, then what? Physical features, then so many things, okay? Then today we will discuss about civics. Why we study civics? What is mean by civics first? Civics is nothing but the study of the rights and duties of citizen. Clear children? What is mean by civics? The study of rights and duties of citizen. Clear? Then why we study civics? First, to know the rights and responsibility. Isn't it children? Yes. Then to know the role of government in our everyday lives. Why we study civics? First, we want to know the rights and responsibility. Then, to know the role of government in our everyday lives. Then, our economic system and decisions you make that affect your life. These are the reasons, these are the main reasons to study civics. What is the reason, children? First one is to know the rights and responsibilities. Then to know the role of government in our everyday lives. Clear children? These are the main reasons we study civics. In civics, we have 4 units. Unit 1 having 2 chapters, then Unit 2 also having 2 chapters, but Unit 3 having 3 chapters. At last Unit 4 having 2 chapters. Okay. Totally 9 chapters. At first we will discuss about chapter 1. That is, what is the name of the chapter, children? Understanding diversity. What is the name of the chapter? Understanding diversity. Clear children? Okay students, what is mean by diversity? Diversity means the state of being diverse. Clear children? The state of being diverse. What is mean by diversity, children? The state of being diverse. What it means? We see different types of people in our surroundings. Isn't it, children? We see different types of people. They are in different dresses. Some, for example, some wear dhoti kurta, while some other wear kurtas, pajamas, so many things, isn't it, children? They speak different languages. Example, Hindi, Urdu, Bengali, English, and so many languages. They follow different religions. Example, Hinduism, Islam, Christianity, Buddhism, and so many things. Okay. In fact, diversity is range of many people or things that are very different from one another. What is mean by diversity, children? The state of being diverse. We see different types of people in our surroundings itself, isn't it? Yes, they are in different dresses, they speak different languages, then they eat different foods, then they follow different religions, and so many things. Isn't it, children? Yes, of course. Diversity is a range of many people or things that are very different from one another. Now you understand what is mean by diversity. Isn't it, children? Are you understand? Are you clear? What is mean by diversity once again? Diversity is a range of many people or things that are very different from one another. Now you understand what is mean by diversity, isn't it, children? Okay, now you may tell what are the positive aspects of diversity. First, diversity adds to our lives. Clear, children? The various differences the diversity includes actually enrich our lives in many ways. What are the positive aspects of diversity, children? First, if I can be friend with the people who are very different from us, this can enrich our quality of life, isn't it, children? We can eat a variety of foods that are different from the food that we normally eat. Okay, we can enjoy by celebrating the different festivals, then wearing different clothes, then learning different languages. These are enrich our quality of life. Clear, children? Then diversity enriches our knowledge. It is a main positive aspect. When we read a good story even in other languages, we feel happy because it gives us lots of ideas. Yes, of course. Next, one important thing is the authors also gets lot of ideas from diversity to write stories or books. Through this diversity, the authors also get lots of ideas. Okay, they get ideas from all sorts of different places, then different books and real life situations. They imagine on the basis of available facts. Clear, children? Give some example for that. Gita Govinda. Can you hear that name? Gita Govinda was written by Jayadeva in Sanskrit language, but it is used even today by dancers of different dance forms throughout the country. Now you understand, I think so, children. Then we read and write different kinds of books or stories. They may relate to our real accounts of various kings and queens, stories about love and honor, then forest and fights and friendship between people and animal and so many things. Isn't it, children? It would not be possible for the storytellers and writers to write such stories or books by living in one place. Now you clear, children, what I am telling? These are the main positive aspects of diversity. What are the positive aspects, children? First, it enriches our quality of life. We can eat a variety of foods we can eat a variety of foods, then we may enjoy by celebrating the different festivals, then wearing different clothes and learning different languages. Now you clear, children? Then diversity enriches our what? Enriches our knowledge. When we read a good story even in other languages, we feel happy because it gives us a lot of ideas. Now you clear, children? Then authors also gets a lot of ideas from diversity to write stories or books. They get ideas from all sorts of different places and different books and real life situations. Now you clear, children? Next, one important positive aspect is we read and write different kinds of stories or books. They may relate to real life, real accounts of various kings and queens, then stories about love and honor, then forest, fights and friendship between people and animal and so many things. It would not be possible for the storytellers and writers to write such stories or books by living in one place. Because of diversity only they create their stories like that. Now you understand? Children, are you understand so far? Okay, we'll move on to next topic. Next one is diversity in India. India is a land of diversities. What is mean by diversity first, children? Diversity means the state of being diverse. Isn't it, children? Okay, India is a land of diversities. The people of India speak a number of languages, eat various types of foods, then celebrate different festivals and follow different religions. There are 8 major religions in the world, each of them practiced in India. Okay, we have more than 1600 dialects. Then there are more than 100 dance forms in India. Clear, children? India is a land of diversities. Then the people of India speak a number of languages, eat various foods, then celebrate different festivals and follow different religions. There are 8 major religions in the world, each of them practiced in India. Clear, children? Okay, children. Next, we will discuss the characteristics of diversity in India. So many characteristics of diversity in India. What are they, children? Different languages, many religions, then different cultures, then festivals, dance and music, then art and sculpture, then food habits, clothes, and so many things. Okay, first we will discuss about the different languages. The people of India speak different languages. The people of India speak different languages. The 8th schedule of Indian Constitution recognizes 21 languages. How many languages, children? Sorry. How many languages? 21 languages. Apart from these, there are many local languages that reflects our diversity. Now you clear? The people of India speaks different languages. The 8th schedule of the Indian Constitution recognizes 21 languages. Clear, children? Apart from these, there are many local languages that reflect our diversity. Next, we will discuss many religions. The people of India have the freedom to follow any religion. The people of India have the freedom to follow any type of religion. The main religions in India are what, children? Yes, Hinduism, Islam, Christianity, Buddhism, Sikhism, Jainism, then Zoroastrianism. Children, now you tell what are the main religions in India? Yes, Hinduism, Islam, Christianity, Buddhism, Sikhism, Jainism and Zoroastrianism. Now you clear? Besides, there are many customs and rituals in these religions. Many customs and rituals in these type of religions. Despite this religious diversity, we have a harmonious secular fabric. Do you understand, children? Next, we will discuss different cultures. Okay, children, what is mean by culture? What it refers? Yes, culture refers to the customs and beliefs, then art, way of life and social organization of a particular group or country. Now you clear, children? Once again I'll repeat what it refers. Culture refers to the customs and beliefs, then art, then way of life and social organization of a particular group or country. The people of India have different cultural backgrounds. Now you clear, children? What is culture? Once again I'll repeat. What is culture? Culture, what it refers? Culture refers to the customs and beliefs, art, way of life and social organization of a particular group or country. Clear? The people of India have different cultural backgrounds. Clear, children? Okay. Next, we'll discuss the festivals. festivals may be linked to religions, seasons, crops, then national pride, and so many things. Okay. Some festivals are based on religions. Give some example for the children. Yes, the Hindus may celebrate the festivals like Diwali, Holi, Dasara, and so many things. Muslims and Christians celebrate Eid and Christmas, isn't it, children? Yes. Some festivals are celebrated on the regional basis, such as Onam, Pongal, Bihu, and so many things. Okay, children, some festivals are national festivals, isn't it, children? What are the national festivals you may know, children? Independence Day, Republic Day, Gandhi Jayanti are the national festivals that are celebrated all over the country. Isn't it, children? Yes, of course. So, these festivals are considered as national festivals. Okay. These celebrations are shared by the members of different regional and religious communities. These celebrations, which celebrations, children? The Independence Day, Republic Day, Gandhi Jayanti are celebrated. These celebrations are shared by the members of different regional and religious communities. Children, are you clear so far? Okay, next we'll discuss dance and music. Diversity in India exists in the field of dance and music also. Clear, children? Diversity in India exists in the field of dance and music. There are mainly two kinds of dances in India. What are they, children? Yes, classical and folk. Clear, children? What are the two main kinds of dances in India? One is classical, another one is folk. Classical dance also has many forms such as Kathak in North India, then Bharatanatyam in Tamil Nadu, then Kathakali in Kerala, Odissi in Odisha, then Kuchipudi in Andhra Pradesh, Manipuri in Manipur. These are some examples. Okay. Then folk dances are also simpler and are mostly based on seasons. Now you understand, children, what are the two main kinds of dances in India? One is classical, another one is folk. Classical dance also having many forms. What are the, children? Kathak in North India, then Bharatanatyam in Tamil Nadu, Kathakali in Kerala, Odissi in Odisha, then Kuchipudi in Andhra Pradesh, Manipuri in Manipur. Clear, children? Are you clear? Then music. Music is also divided into classical and folk. But folk music is mainly sung during festivals and weddings. Film music has also been very popular throughout the India. Isn't it, children? Yes, of course. Okay, are you clear so far? We'll discuss next one. Next, we'll discuss art and sculpture. It is also in varied form. Clear, children? Then art and sculpture is mostly related to religions. For example, the Buddhist art, Mughal paintings, and so many things. The Buddhist art is based on the teachings of Buddha. Isn't it, children? Yes, of course. It mostly related to what, children? Art and sculpture is mostly related to religion. Clear, children? Are you clear, children? Next, food habits. The people of different regions have different food habits. Some eat roti, then some may eat litti, chokka, chura, and dahi, and so many things. Clear, children? Some people may eat rice, wheat, and so many things. Okay. Next, we will discuss about their clothes. The choice of Indian people also differs in different terms of what? In different terms of clothes. In traditional Hindu family, male members generally wear dhoti and kurta, while female members wear sari. But in Muslims, male generally wear kurta and pajama and lungi, while women wear burqa. Isn't it, children? Are you clear, children, so far? Okay. Next, we'll discuss the reasons of diversity in India. Okay, children, just you may tell what are the main reasons of diversity in India. First one is inequality of income. Another one is caste system. Another one is historical factors. Then geographical factors. Then so many things. Okay. What are the main reasons? Inequality of income, caste system, historical factors, then geographical factors. What does mean by inequality of income, children? There is some high inequality of income and wealth among the people of India that creates what, children? That creates diversity. Are you understand what I am telling? Inequality comes about when a person does not have the resource and opportunities that are available to other persons. Isn't it? A significant portion of Indian population still does not have enough to eat or wear or a place to live in. Then another one is caste system. This is an important reason for social inequality. Which is the important reason for social inequality, children? Caste system. In this system, society was divided into different groups. Caste is a closed class and it is determined by birth. Clear, children? It creates unequal and unscientific social hierarchy. People were supposed to remain in these groups. Okay. Children, or you understand what is meant by caste system? It is an important reason for social inequality. In this system, society was divided into different groups. Clear? Caste is a closed class. What is a closed class, children? Caste. Caste is a closed class and it is determined by birth. Clear? It creates unequal and unscientific social hierarchy. People are supposed to remain in these groups. Okay, next we'll discuss about the historical and geographical factors. Also influence the diversity of a region or a country. Let us try to understand what we mean when we say that historical and geographical factors influence the diversity of a region. We can do this by reading about two different parts of the country. One is we discuss about Kerala. Another one is Ladakh, Jammu and Kashmir, Ladakh. We will discuss two different parts of the country. First, we will discuss about Kerala. Geographical factors. Okay, I'll explain geographical factors of Kerala. The state of Kerala is situated in the southwest corner of India. Then it is located between the high western Ghats in the east and the Arabian Sea in the west. The width of the state varies from 35 km to 120 km. On the basis of the geographical features, the state can be divided into hills, valleys, midland, plains, then coastal belt. Clear, children? There are 44 rivers in the state with a large number of tributaries and branches. Due to its geographical features, a large number of spices like pepper, cloves and cardamoms are grown on its hills. Clear, children? These spices made this region world famous. Pepper is still one of the major export-oriented commodities in which the state enjoys near monopoly. Kerala is a major producer of coconut, then rubber, pepper, cardamom, ginger, then cashews, then coffee and tea. These are the major producers of Kerala. Clear, children? Children, once again I'll repeat the geographical factors. The state of Kerala is situated in which area? Southwest corner of India. Mainly it is located between the high Western Ghats in the east and the Arabian Sea in the west. Clear, children? The width of the state may varies from 35 km to 120 km. Clear, children? Then we'll discuss about the historical factors. These products, especially the spices, attracted the world traders towards this region. Clear? This may be the reason that Jewish and Arab traders came here at first and followed by the Apostle of Christ, then St. Thomas about 2000 years ago. St. Thomas is believed to the father of Christianity in India. Listen to children, do you know that? Then many Arab traders also came here and settled here. Vasco da Gama, a Portuguese navigator, discovered the sea route of India from Europe. He also landed with his ship at Calicut in 1498. Okay, what are the effects of these factors on diversity? Due to the above historical factors or influences, the people in Kerala, especially Kerala, practices the different religions such as Judaism, Islam, Christianity, Hinduism and Buddhism. Due to this above historical factors or influences, the people in Kerala practice the different religions such as what are the children? Judaism, Islam, Christianity, Hinduism and Buddhism. Kerala is the home of many colorful festivals. Most of them are inspired by Hindu mythology. Onam is one of the most important festival of Kerala. This is linked with the harvest season. Clear, children? The main Christian festivals are Christmas and Easter. Isn't it, children? Then one more thing is Maraman Convention is the biggest gathering of Christians in Asia. The fishing nets and the utensils used for frying here called what, children? China wala. These are the things about Kerala. What we discussed so far, children? Geographical factors, then historical factors and effect of these factors on diversity. About Kerala we discussed, isn't it, children? Okay, next we'll discuss Jammu and Kashmir, especially Ladakh. First we'll discuss about the geographical factors. This state is situated between 32 degree and 15 minutes north and 37 degree 05 minutes north and 72 degree 35 minutes east and 83 degree 20 minutes east. This state is situated between 32 degree 15 minutes north and 37 degree 5 minutes north and 72 degree 35 minutes east and 83 degree 20 minutes east. Geographically, Jammu, Kashmir and Ladakh. Here we shall mainly focus on the Ladakh region of the state. Clear, children? Ladakh is a desert in the mountains in the eastern part of Jammu and Kashmir. Ladakh is a what, children? Ladakh is a desert in the mountains in the eastern part of Jammu and Kashmir. This region does not receive any rain, but it is covered with snow almost the whole year. Clear, children? So, there is a little possibility of agriculture also. This region has very few trees. in Ladakh, the mountain slopes have extensive pastures. So almost every family keeps some livestock such as sheep, yaks, cows and goats. The people may eat meat and milk products like cheese and butter. Clear, children? Pashmina wool from the sheep is the main source of income for the people. Clear, children? Clear, children? Which is the main source of income? Pashmina wool from the sheep is the main source of income for the people. This wool gives high return. Clear, children? The people in Ladakh sells this wool to traders from Kashmir. Clear, children, or you understand? These are the geographical factors of Ladakh. Then we'll discuss historical factors. Ladakh was considered as a good trade route. There were many passes through which the caravans of traders travelled to today's Tibet. These caravans carried various items such as textiles, spices, rasal, carpets and so many things. With them, Ashoka introduced Buddhism to Kashmir in the 3rd century. That is 3rd century BC. This was later strengthened by Kanishka. Buddhism reached Tibet via Ladakh. That is also Little Tibet. Clear, children, or you understand what are the historical factors? Ladakh was considered as a good trade route. There were many passes through which the caravans of traders travelled today's Tibet. Clear? These caravans carried various items. What are the items, children? Textiles, spices, rasal, carpets and so many things with them. Clear? Ashoka introduced Buddhism to Kashmir in the 3rd century BC. This was later strengthened by Kanishka. Then Buddhism reached Tibet via Ladakh. That is also called Little Tibet. Clear, children? Islam came to Kashmir during 13th and 14th century AD. Then one important thing is Jainulabdin was the most famous Muslim ruler of Kashmir in the year of 1420 to 1470. What is the name of the ruler, children? Jainulabdin. Okay, children, next we'll discuss the effect of these factors on diversity. The above historical factors are responsible for the existence of different religions in Ladakh. The people of Ladakh practice Buddhism, Islam, Hinduism and Christianity. Clear, children? Hindu, Muslim, Sikh or Buddhist fairs and festivals are celebrated here with full enthusiasm. Ladakh has a rich tradition of songs and poems. Especially Muslims and Buddhists both perform and sing local versions of the Tibetan national epic and the Kesher Saha. However, these historical and geographical factors are connected to each other. For example, it was the geographical factors that encouraged the people of Kerala to cultivate spices that attract the traders to this region. Similarly, the special geographical locations of Ladakh has gives favorable conditions for sheeping and producing pashmina wool. This attracted large number of buyers and traders. It was also considered a good trade route because it had many passes through which caravans travel to regions like Tibet. Clear, children? In this way, history and geography are often tied in the cultural life of a region. Clear, children? We have seen that the Ladakh and Kerala have different geographical features, but the history of both the regions has similar cultural influences. Once again, I'll repeat the points, children. What are the effects of the history and geographical factors of diversity in Kerala and Ladakh? Once again, I'll repeat. What are the effects of these factors on diversity in Kerala? Due to the above historical factors or influences, the people in Kerala practices different religions such as Judaism, Islam, Christianity, Hinduism and Buddhism. Isn't it, children? Yes, of course. But in Ladakh, the above historical factors are the responsible for the existence of different religions of Ladakh. The people in Ladakh practices Buddhism, Islam, Hinduism, Christianity. Same. Isn't it, children? Are you clear so far? Okay, we'll move on to next one. Next one is India, unity in diversity. Okay, children, India, unity in diversity we'll discuss. Diversity are the different types of people who come from all kinds of backgrounds and belong to all kinds of regional, cultural or religious backgrounds that are helped to make India very interesting and diverse. Children, are you clear what I am telling? Diversity are the different types of people who come from all kinds of backgrounds and belong to all kinds of regional, cultural or religious backgrounds, help to make India very interesting and diverse. Okay, what is the defined term unity in diversity, children? The term unity in diversity is an appropriate term to describe India. Clear? This phrase was coined by whom? Coined by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. Once again, I'll repeat, children. The term unity in diversity is an appropriate term. For what? To describe India. Clear? This phrase was coined by whom? Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. Clear? He said about Indian unity in a phrase from his famous book, The Discovery of India. Do you know that, children? He says that Indian unity is not something imposed from the outside, but it's something deeper. Children, are you clear what I am telling? Once again, I'll repeat. Which phrase is coined by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru? Unity in diversity. He said about Indian unity in a phrase from his famous book, The Discovery of India. Clear? He says that Indian unity is not something imposed from the outside, but it is something deeper. Clear? Then he further says that in India, the widest tolerance of belief and custom is practiced. Clear, children? And every variety is acknowledged and even encouraged. Children, are you clear what I am telling? Of course, India's diversity has also been a source of its strength, isn't it? During India's freedom struggle, men and women from different linguistic, cultural, then religious and regional backgrounds came together to oppose the British. That time the British thought they could divide the Indians because of their diversity and rule them. Clear, children, or you understand? During the India's freedom struggle, men and women both from different linguistic, cultural, religious and regional backgrounds came together to oppose the British rule. Clear? That time the British thought that they could divide the Indians because of their diversity and rule them. Clear? The people of India have showed all the time that they could be different but get united in need. Are you clear what I am telling? The people of India have showed all the time that they could be different but get united in need. Okay, the people from every walk of life planned together, then worked together and went to jail together during the national freedom movement. Clear? That time the poems, songs, plays and symbols served as a constant reminder of our country rich tradition of respect for diversity. Clear, children? For example, Indian flag song was used as a symbol of protest against the British rule by the people of the whole country. Clear, children? Children, or you understand what I am telling? Once again I'll repeat, children. The people of India have showed all the time they could be different but get united in need. Okay, the people from every walk of life planned together, then worked together and went to jail together during the national freedom movement. Clear? Then poems, songs, plays and symbols served as a constant reminder of our country's rich tradition of respect for our diversity. Clear? Indian flag was used as a symbol of what, children? Symbol of protest against the British rule by the people of the whole country, isn't it? Okay, children. The one song was sung after the Jallianwala Bagh massacre in Amritsar, in which a large number of unarmed, peaceful and innocent people were killed by the British. Thousands of men and women, Hindus, Christians, Sikhs and Muslims, rich and poor, had gathered and sung this song to protest against the diabolic colonial rule. Children, I hope you all understand this chapter clearly. We'll see in next video class. Thank you, students.